welcome to another Community Conversations. It is a Concord TV production that we do here, and I am filling in for Doris Ballard. My name is Chris Gentry. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We are going to be talking about the holiday season. Actually, we are going to be talking about an event that takes place the week of Thanksgiving, the entire week, not just one day. And with me today to talk about this festival, as it were, I have Ted Dooley. Ted, thank you for coming on, past potentate of Bektash Shrine, and welcome to Community Conversations.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks for having us here.
Yeah. Well, now, Ted, we have, as I said, it was the week of November 19th through the 27th is the Festival of Trees, and this is the 16th year. And
that's correct. Yeah.
You've been there the entire 16 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about the festival for those that don't know.
Well, we copied the idea from the city of Methuen, Mass., who still does a festival, and they've been doing it for about 20 years. The Shriners needed a fundraiser because we canceled our circus the year that I was potentate. Mm-hmm. It was costing us more to put it on than we could afford for the return we were getting. So we needed a new fundraiser. We wanted something child-friendly, and so we co-opted the idea of a festival of trees from the city of Methuen. And what we do is get local businesses and individuals and Cub Scout groups. We had school groups, anybody who wishes to decorate and donate a fully decorated artificial Christmas tree to the Shriners. We put them on display that week. We charge a minimal $5 admission for adults to come in and view the thing. Children come in free. Seniors are $4, and so that's one way that we make money from this event. And the other way is that we raffle off all those trees. And some of these trees have a tremendous value. People put a lot of time and effort and material into these trees. The tree I did last year, I had well over $2,000 worth of stuffed animals into that thing. I had an outdoor playhouse for kids, and I filled it with stuffed animals.
That was a great one. My son was actually, he wanted that one so bad.
The kids, and that's, again, that's what the Shrine is all about, is children. So we try to do things that excite the kids and let them have some fun. And, greedily, we're trying to make a few dollars in the process. But we have to keep the place afloat somehow.
Yes.
But it's an awful lot of fun for people of all ages, but it's especially fun to watch the kids. There was one young man, probably 4 years ago, came in on his dad's shoulders. He might have been 4 years old. And he just stepped through that back door, and all the lights hit him, and he just went, wow, wow. His eyes were as big as a silver dollar, I swear. If I could have videotaped that kid, what an ad that would have made for that event. I mean, it was just phenomenal.
Well, it's amazing. Last year you had how many trees? Over 100?
I believe 124 in that range, yeah.
Wow.
And then we also have mini trees.
Yeah.
They're, I think, a maximum 30-inch height. Some people like to have a little tree. They win it. They can take it home and just, put it on a shelf and put it away every year. And, older people, somebody with a small apartment, they just like to have. And people decorate these little trees. You wouldn't believe how pretty they can make these things. Yeah. And that's a little handled a little different. That's a separate raffle. That's really a silent auction on those items. We also have fully decorated wreaths. And those also are a silent auction item. Mm-hmm. And while we're on the subject of silent auction, we also have a silent auction in a separate room of all kinds of merchandise donated, again, by local businesses. And that's been very, very successful, too. The thing is, it's good for the business because we get somewhere between 12 and 15,000 people come through this event during that week.
Yep.
So that business's name is in front of that tree for that entire time. So it's given them exposure to that 12 or 15,000 people. And that's pretty good, advertising benefit for them, and of course a nice benefit for us because we get to raffle off the tree and charge admission to see it.
Sure.
So it's a win for everybody.
And I also know that some folks actually donate trees in memoriam of a friend or loved one that had recently passed. So it's also a great way to memorialize a friend or like I said, a loved one that kind of passes on through every year if you wanted to do that every year.
Yeah. We've had veterans organizations do beautifully decorated trees, honoring our veterans and that sort of thing. So, and again, the themes are unending. After 15 years of seeing this thing, I marvel at how many ideas that people can come up with to decorate an artificial Christmas tree. It's mind-boggling.
The creativity is absolutely amazing on this.
And people come through, they see somebody's idea, and it spawns an idea in them, and the next year they come back and tweak that theme or something, and it goes on and on and on. You'd think you'd run out of ideas, but we don't.
Hey, that's not a bad thing.
No, it isn't. It certainly isn't.
I'll, in the interest of full disclosure, I will say ConcordTV is donating a tree, so you can see that at the festival as well.
And thank you for that too.
Yeah, hey, we enjoy it because it also helps us to be able to kind of push our Easter egg extravaganza that we do at the Shrine
At Easter
Center
time at the
Easter.
Shrine Center, yeah. And we support you in that endeavor. However, I wish we'd have thought of it first. When you came to us with the idea, I thought, wow, that's a great idea. What were we thinking? Or why weren't we thinking?
Yeah,
but
well,
I'm glad it's been a
there's other
big
holidays.
success for you. Yeah,
There's other
is, yeah.
holidays. Now, you also have a special guest that comes around, Santa Claus, for the children.
Yep.
And he comes by, and you got a special section all set out for him.
Yes, yeah, we have a special section where Santa is every day that we're open. We also have a wonderful candy cane cafe, and the food there is excellent. We had, I think it was last year, a fellow that I saw almost every day, because I'm there almost every day. And I said, boy, you must really like this place. I see you almost there. He said, I come in here for lunch. He says, the best deal in town. And we do. We put on a heck of a lunch for a very, very reasonable cost. Yeah. And he only has to pay admission once, because if you come through the door, you pay admission and take your program book. And everybody through the door gets a program book. And in that program book, we list all the trees, all the donors, and of course, we sell advertising in that book. If you're interested in an ad, call us. But if you take your program book, you don't pay admission any further. You pay it one time, and your program book is your admission ticket for the rest of the week. You can come back as many times as you like.
Yeah. Well, I want to make sure that we get the phone number out there. If anybody has any questions, obviously you can go on to the Festival of Trees Facebook page, which you can see that. We'll put that down in the lower third there too. But you can also call 603-225-5372. So you give that a call.
I'm glad you had that number, because I did not.
See, one time that I'm prepared, you know. But just so that way folks know, the times, so the one big difference this year is that here in Concord on the Heights, there is a big parade that goes on right up Loudon Road. It ends, ironically enough, I guess you could say,
about 2 blocks from our hall. And in years past, we have been very busy that Saturday morning finishing up our setup, so we couldn't open till 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And sadly, literally 100 people would come by after the parade, want to come into the festival, and we weren't open yet. And part of the reason for that is on Thursday night we run our bingo game, which is our second largest fundraiser. And thankfully, the bingo players have allowed us to push the bingo game from Thursday to Tuesday that one week. So now we're able to get us set up earlier and be ready to go at 10 a.m. that Saturday morning, which is approximately when the parade ends. So that should make it easier for us and easier for a lot of other people who'd like to attend.
Sure. So starting on November 19th from 10 to 7 p.m., open right after the parade, mind you, right after the parade. So go to the parade, and right after the parade, you can go right over there and check out these trees. And on November 20th, and it's from 10 to 7. And right. November 21st, it's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. November 22nd and 23rd would be the Tuesday, Wednesday.
Right.
That would be from 10 to 7. And then on the 24th, Thanksgiving Day, it's closed down. Spend the time with your families. And then on November 25th through the 26th, it's from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we should mention that the silent auction actually ends on the 26th at 4.
That's correct, at 4 p.m.
Yeah, and on November 27th is when all the
trees are
raffled off at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
And now if somebody wins the tree?
they take it home that evening.
Yep.
And that's quite a show in itself.
Mhm.
To see 125 fully decorated Christmas trees leave that hall in a matter of 3 to 4 hours is quite a show. But it's fun.
Well, and we should say that you have to pick it up that night if you win. Otherwise, it
Yes.
goes on to the next person.
Right. And the reason for that is, again, we rent our hall, and thankfully it's very busy and very often rented. So we have to get things in and out of there quickly. As a matter of fact, today we're just trying to make arrangements to clean the carpet in the place, and it's sadly very much in need of cleaning. And we finally got a date that we can do it. So if you've rented the hall, a few weeks from now it'll be clean, I promise you. we just haven't had the time and space to get somebody in there to do it. It's a big job.
Sure. Well, and we never actually mentioned yet where exactly this is located. The Shrine Center is actually located on 189 Pembroke Road here in Concord. So you can find the festival right there. Once again, it's up by the Heights, so you can go after the parade, and they are open those dates and times. You can find out more information on their website, on their Facebook page. You'll probably start to see them showing up. The posters will be showing up.
Yes,
soon.
yeah. We started hanging up the posters
Yeah.
very shortly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know that you have quite a few folks down on Main Street that put it up. The actual logo is very iconic. I remember walking out with you last year. We went out and that was a great time. And a couple of folks said that the actual logo reminded them every year and every year.
When the signs go up, I have many people comment that they like to come every year, but you know, obviously not the first thing in their mind around the holidays. They're busy. But when they see those signs and that squiggly little green Christmas tree, they immediately identify it with the festival and remember to come by and see us.
Yeah, and we didn't really talk about the wreaths so much. You also do have a lot of wreaths. You actually have a great display setup where you have these doors. They're hung on.
Yeah, we have 6-panel doors set up, all painted up very nicely, and we hang the wreaths and display them on there. And the wreaths are sold off at a silent auction, and we get some very beautifully decorated wreaths. And I guess part of the reason for that is it's easier maybe for somebody to decorate a wreath than it is a tree.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to have that alternative that people can want to participate where they may not have the time and means to put up a whole tree. But
Sure.
we get some very attractive wreaths at that event.
Now, say somebody wants to donate a tree. How would they go about doing that?
Well, you give the Shrine Center a call or get on our website. I believe the application form is right on our website. If it isn't, call the Shrine Center and we'll get that information to you. Very quick and easy to do. You can donate to the silent auction. You could put a tree in. You could put a wreath in, a mini tree. There are many ways to participate. You can buy an ad in the ad book. And thankfully, we get a lot of people who do that. And that's a nice support that we appreciate. Many businesses just contribute a gift certificate to the silent auction, and those are very popular with people.
Well, and some folks even take gift certificates and throw them on trees too.
Yes, that's correct. We've had a lot of that.
Now, is there a height limit to the trees?
9 foot, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Actually, I think we could accommodate higher, but it might be kind of unwieldy to get in and out of the hall.
In a car too.
Yeah.
Now, all trees and wreaths, they are artificial. They have to be artificial.
Have to be artificial, yeah, because it'd be an awful fire hazard.
And it'll be very much to clean up afterwards too.
That too.
So we have, I'm just taking a look. I actually, earlier today, off the website, pulled off the participation form for folks that want to donate trees and such. And said about, November for the cutoff date.
Yeah, well, obviously, we're setting up on the 18th, so I would say cutoff should be around the 15th.
Yeah.
But if somebody showed up on the 16th, we probably wouldn't push them out the door. But it becomes a problem because obviously we've got to get these things all in, set up, and arranged. And once they are all set up, sometimes you have to move one or two because, one large tree may be blocking a smaller one or something like that. So
Sure.
there's always some last-minute adjustments, which are absolutely frantic. So to have somebody setting up a tree while you're trying to do that is pretty near impossible.
Now, you also have, there's a lot of folks, there's a lot of Shriners and their wives that are really behind the scenes putting this together.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
About how many people do you think that are actually putting in all this time, which there's a lot of time, and when do you guys start planning usually?
There's a hardcore of us that meet monthly all year long, and but probably a total number of people, I would have to guess at 35 or 40. Mm-hmm. We'd be a lot better off if we had 50.
Sure.
So if anybody cared to volunteer, we're open.
Now, do you have to be a Shriner to volunteer?
Probably not to set up. You couldn't actually work at the event unless you're a Shriner or a Shriner's wife.
Sure.
Or daughter, son, whatever, relative.
Well,
I think that has something to do with our, excuse me, our insurance regulations more than anything.
Yeah. Well, tell me this. How does one become a Shriner?
Well, I was hoping you would ask. In order to become a Shriner, first you must become a Mason. The Shrine was started many years ago by two Masons back in the late 1800s. And these two Masons got together at the Knickerbocker Tavern in New York. Masons used to meet at what they called table lodges back then. They'd, like the Rotarians or whatever, they'd meet at lunchtime and have a lunch and have a meeting. And these two guys decided the Masonic fraternity is the oldest fraternity in the world, and they have a lot of ritual and a lot of history. And to join, there's some memorization of things involved and that sort of thing. It is not a secret organization, but an organization of secrets. Chris and I know the secret handshake. We could share it with you, but we'd probably have to shoot you. But in all seriousness, there's no secrets there that aren't available in every public library in the country. But it's fun. But what these guys wanted to do was start an organization that was just strictly for fun and frivolity and partying. Mm-hmm. And so one of them went to a state dinner that was put on by an Arab sheikh, and he saw all the pomp and ceremony of the Arabic theme, all the colorful pageantry, and he thought, wow, what a great theme for just a fun organization. Mm-hmm. And that's why we have the fez and so many Arabic symbols and all that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Sadly, today it's become a little bit of a liability because of people just think we're into something that we're not.
Yeah.
But after many years of just partying, at their peak, I believe their membership was 1.5 million strong.
Wow.
And all those guys paying dues back in those days, the money was just flowing like water. And they weren't doing anything constructive. All they were doing was partying. And one man, and I should remember his name, and forgive me, I don't, actually petitioned the national meeting that year. There was a big problem with polio in the country, and he said, let's do something. We have all this money. We've got to do something constructive with it. Why don't we open a hospital for children and try to treat polio? Which they did. And, of course, one hospital just wouldn't cut it, so now we have 22 hospitals treating all sorts of, probably best known as for our burns, especially in this area because of the Boston burns. Yep. But I think only 4 of our hospitals specialize in burn treatment.
Yeah.
We do all kinds of orthopedic care, cleft palate, brittle bone disease. Little fella you see on television, Alec. Mm-hmm. That's what Alec has. He has osteogenesis imperfecta, I believe it's called, which is brittle bone disease. And his goal is to be a sportscaster, and from what I understand from talking to people who know him, the boy is well on his way. He really is. He's a dynamo, that kid. It's amazing.
Well, now that one knows how to become a Shrine in the organization and everything like that, we do have a short video that you guys have provided us. I'd like to play that, but before we go, once again, I wanted to give the phone number and remind you the Festival of Trees takes place on November 19th through the 27th for the specific times and days. Remember, they're closed on Thanksgiving, but for the specific times and days, you can go on the website, you can go on to the Bektash Festival of Trees Facebook page, or you can call 603-225-5372, and you can get all the information you need. So, Ted, I want to thank you for coming on and talking about the festival, talking about the shrine, and I hope to see you next year.
At some point, I'm hoping to retire. It's not happening.
It's not going to happen.
It's a problem with any volunteer organization. Once you volunteer, you're in it for life. It's like stepping into quicksand.
That it is. So we'll see you guys next time. Enjoy this little piece.
The annual Bektash Shriners Festival of Trees. A wonderful beginning to the holiday season since 2001. The festival begins the Saturday before Thanksgiving and ends the Sunday after. It is always covered in the media and has appeared on New Hampshire Chronicle, as well as in the Hippo, the Concord Insider, WZID, and the New Hampshire Union Leader. Each year at the festival, more than 100 fully decorated artificial trees are displayed at the Bektash Shriners Hall at 189 Pembroke Road in Concord, New Hampshire. To see the trees, people pay a small entrance fee. They may also choose to purchase raffle tickets to try and win one of these beautiful, unique creations. A team of judges select awards for the most beautiful tree, the most original tree, and the best themed tree. There is also a People's Choice Award that is voted by each year's attendees. But the festival isn't just about the big trees. Fully decorated mini trees and Christmas wreaths are displayed and auctioned off every year. And a silent auction of must-have items is also a very popular part of the event. The popularity of the Bektash Shriners Festival of Trees has grown every year. Approximately 6,000 people attended the event last year. It's a fun family tradition that starts off the holiday season. And there are multiple ways that you can become involved. Local businesses, civic groups, schools, and other organizations donate specially decorated trees to the festival. In return, they receive a very effective and inexpensive way to promote their businesses and organizations. When they participate in the festival by donating trees, businesses promote their products and services in creative ways not available through conventional advertising. Some businesses decorate their trees with items that they sell. Others use toys to represent their products, a fun way of showing what they do. And some businesses decorate their trees with gift certificates that can be redeemed for the goods or services they provide. As people come to admire the trees, they learn more about the organizations that have chosen to participate in the festival. So, how can you become involved in the Festival of Trees? Have your business or organization donate and decorate a tree. This is a really fun way to get involved and make an impression. You may also choose to advertise in the festival's program book, which is given to all attendees and lists each of the tree's donors, sponsors, as well as the advertisers. Businesses also often donate merchandise or gift certificates to the silent auction, a high-profile way to promote your products and services. Of course, you can always choose to make a monetary donation to help support the festival or become a corporate sponsor. We invite you to kick off the holiday season at the Festival of Trees and to join the greater Concord community in this wonderful tradition. Your participation is a novel way to promote your organization or businesses while helping a worthy cause. To find out more, visit our website at www.bektashshriners.org or send us an email at info@bektashshriners.org. Thank you.